Listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
We called it sin.
Hey guys, Lucky Ojo here, coming at you today with Final Fantasy X HD Remaster, and of course it comes off of the main screen. I'll bring it back on. So, I know normally I do like blind playthroughs. This technically doesn't count as a blind playthrough because I played it, so just to confirm. I did beat this a while back, but if you look at some of the dates, they date back to I beat this in 2015. So while this isn't a blind playthrough, it has been a good minute. So I am going to start brand new, and we will go ahead and go new through it. I may remember some things in here. I will not ruin them for anybody. I will not spoil anything. I will try to grab as many things as I remember, but I will be going through it as blind as I can and go through as many things as I can. I don't intend to use a strategy guide or anything, but I will try to get as many of the secret things as I remember. I adore this game. I played this game a lot when I was a kid, and I played it a lot when this game first came out. This is a very special place in my heart, this Final Fantasy. So I got the Final Fantasy itch while playing some other games in RPG, so I decided to throw this in the rotation because I couldn't resist it anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. So these episodes might be a little bit longer, so I apologize and bear with me, but I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into it. So I am not going to do the expert sphere grid. We totally could, but if you're not used to the sphere grid and watching it, it's going to confuse a lot of people who are not used to this game. So we're just going to do the standard sphere grid. And no, we cannot change it. I do like the arranged soundtrack. The original holds some nostalgia for me, but the arranged soundtrack is just beautiful. And again, I will not ruin anything for this game, so we can come in here without me messing anything up. So, one of the things, and before they end up starting talking, the first time I played, I never noticed, and maybe you guys noticed just there, the character he just put his hand on, she has heterochromia. One of her eyes is blue and one of her eyes is green. But in the PS2, it was hard to tell because the graphics weren't quite as good as this. But, like, I never even noticed. It wasn't until this game that I actually was like, huh. I did not notice that her eyes are different colors. Kind of threw me for a loop. Also, forewarning, this game's a little slow starting.
Listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
Boom. But yeah, definitely worth it though. The slow starting is intentional and is extremely well written. It is a great, great narrative. Especially for Final Fantasies, because Final Fantasy narratives kind of get out there. Not pointing any fingers. 8. So this one has one of the more well-written narratives. Not to say it doesn't have its flaws, but all right. Now we jump right into it. So, we'll talk to these guys.
Can you sign this?
No problem.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and his name is Tidus.
Alrighty.
Me too!
Take it easy.
Can I have your autograph?
Of course.
Good luck tonight!
Nothing to worry about. Oh, if I score a goal, I'll, do this. That will mean it was for you, okay? What seat?
East block in the front row! Fifth from the right!
Got it.
All right.
Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3... Teach us how to blitz!
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after!
Maybe tonight, well,
You can't tonight.
I mean tomorrow.
Promise?
Promise.
I like how like a hooded child just immediately tells him he can't, and he immediately agrees. Followed by like all those children just do this very interesting ceremonious bow as soon as they say, "Yeah." Also, there's no cars on this highway. Just saying. Pouty lips.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, checked, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were that day. Zanar, I says to myself, what are you thinking?
You good?
I went running straight back home. We sat up talking about Jack all night. My dad and I never talked so much. Whoa, didn't mean to reminisce, folks. Anyway, 10 years later, the Jack Memorial Cup tournament is today. The two teams that have won through to the finals are, of course, the Abes from A East and the Duggles from C South. I know there's a lot of people out there today to see the star of the Abes. In just 1 year, he's become the team's #1 player. He's Jack's blood and the new hope of Blitzball. What kind of super play will he show us today? Will we see his father's legendary shot? I don't think I'm the only one excited here, folks.
Okay, so let him do that whole narrative piece. So, like, reading between the lines, real quick. So we have 1, there's a guy named Jack. 2, he was a famous blitzball player. 3, he's been missing for 10 years. 4, we're the star of the Zanarkand Abes, and we've been playing for a year. And within that year, we've become that star. So presumably, for 9 years, we were not playing, I guess. And then the last year, we have become like the star of the Zanarkand Abes. And they're doing the Memorial Cup today for the missing hero, or they call him hero, but like it really is just a player of blitzball, which is the sport that they handed the soccer ball looking thing there. So, and then they said Jack's blood, which you're either his son or some form of relative. Presumably his son, reading between the lines, right? If you're 10 years younger.
Make way, make way!
It's hard to see where I am in this.
Coming through, sorry.
There we go. Okay, cool.
Hey,
So there was a lot to digest in that
hey, let go of me.
conversation there. I remember this as being on PS2, which is like the same cutscene. Like, this is the first time I saw like Final Fantasy PS2 FMV, and it was a whole different level. Like, you compare this to like the Final Fantasy VII like Sephiroth scene, and like, yo. Not auspicious at all. It's like Batman. Like, Batman doesn't kill people, but like everything he does would actually kill somebody. Like, oh yeah, it's a completely safe sport. We just knock them into the stands at 100 miles. But it's cool because it is. Coolest cutscene. Also, the man had the dexterity to jump like 30 feet out of a water sphere. And then fall the 120 feet and only shakes his head. MBD dog.
doing here?
I was waiting for you.
What are you talking about?
Huh.
Huh?
It begins.
What?
Don't cry.
Same kid earlier that's like, you don't have time tonight. Like, it's like straight up like The Shining, right? Like in the beginning you're like, what? And
What
like,
the?
yeah, exactly. Tidus is right.
Hey!
There's
wait!
lots of process right now.
Hey, not this way.
Look. We called it sin.
Sin?
Slap them away. Yeah, those big teeth. Really teeth.
Take it.
Natural. I like how he tries to one hand that sword in the beginning.
My old man?
I hope you know how to use it.
And then masters their technique 15 seconds later.
These ones don't matter. We cut through.
So one of the reasons I like Final Fantasy X, and we won't spend too much time on it real quick, it goes back to a turn-based system. So if you look on the top right, you can see the turns that everyone is using. So it went away from the ATB of like Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, and they went back to an older system where you can actually see the turn order. So I can pick which monster I'm going to attack. I can't right now because there's monsters behind other monsters, so I gotta cut this cover back. But normally, so for instance, if I hit Monster C is not going to get a chance to attack. And then I just go Monster B, preventing them from hitting me. And you can kind of plan around that. So it's a different.
Don't bother going after all of them. Cut the ones that matter and run.
Yeah, you tell me. Helps if I am out of practice. Hit one of those. Bro, there's like machine guns going down. You hear those things? Like pop, 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 pop. This is not okay. Tidus, just keep up with the warning, man. Like, don't reach out to him. Just keep running. Like, you already decided you're going with him, so might as well just stay and keep going. Like, Once you dedicate it, you dedicate it.
Get out of my town!
Some can't wait to die.
Alright, so overdrive. When character's overdrive gauge beneath the HP MP display is full, characters may use a special unique attack once. We're going to hit left on the D-pad and the command menu and use overdrive. So basically, if you notice the yellowish orange color thing that goes over, orange is all the way full. That's the overdrive gauge. Very similar to a limit break in the old games. Except you can hold it. You don't have to use it whenever. You can use it whenever you want. So Orin, he has Bushido. The cool thing is, by the way, each one of these has a unique one, and each one of them operate differently. So like him, I'd hit a button combination, and it's going to do that. When you see Tidus, it does a different thing, and then we'll see it when it comes out. Because I imagine we're going to hit again, and it'll show when it's his turn. Back to his turn. So his spiral cut is a time, and you'd hit it right when it hits the middle. You hit the X button and refer to it as an attack block. You will also note, as I'm attacking, the tentacles on the top of this guy are disappearing little by little. Sometimes it's only one, sometimes it's two, depending on how much damage I'm doing. And while it looks like I'm getting tore up, he is actually casting a gravity spell. For those of you familiar with Final Fantasy, you recognize the Demi spell. For those of you that are not, Demi is a spell that never kills you, but instead takes a quarter of your health. Which is super annoying when you're at full health. But if you are at low health, it does like 20 damage. So that was the reason I wasn't healing. But if it doesn't heal me after this, because I can't remember if I get healed after this, I might be in a little bit of trouble and get to use some potions and stuff. And I can't open the menu right now, so we will find out if I am in more trouble. Oh no, hang on. Travel Sphere level 1 stores record of your travels, also fully restores your HP and MP. So I don't necessarily need to save, but I will use it to restore all my HP and MP. So we are at full health.
What are you laughing at, old man? Orin, let's get out of here.
Confirmed, Tidus just said old man.
Huh?
That's his dad.
Give me a break, man.
Also, reading in between the lines, Tidus is not a fan of his old man. Okay, so that might be a key too. I'm kind of glad he feels that. Alright. So let's hit one of the ones that would have attacked in between time. So that's not a good sign. I don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that he's going to do something bad.
That! Knock it down.
What?
Trust me, you'll see.
Okay. So you hit that. I'm gonna hit the guy with the wings flickering. Because I don't want him to hit us with the big one. And we'll do that for a couple turns. seem to have moved it. Alright, next time we're going to switch our strategy. I'm going to have Tidus hit it, and then Orin hit the guys with the wings flickering. I've been having Tidus do it because Tidus is faster. There we go. So I think as long as we keep this pattern up, we should be good. Like that should probably be right there. Yep. See ya. I guess that's what gas tankers are looking for.
Whoa! Whoa!
That wasn't what I expected.
Go.
What you mean, go? Kind of Michael Bay. My God.
Orin!
Say, how did slow Orin end up in front of Tidus? And all of a sudden, everything's getting sucked up into the hole, which wasn't happening earlier.
You are sure?
Who telepathically talks to what is honestly, and
This is it.
I can say without a shadow of doubt, what looks completely like an anus.
This is your story.
Because you look me dead in the eye and tell me that's not what you see right there.
It all begins here.
And then they get spaghettified like a black hole.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey!
My old man?
So we have a flaming symbol. I'm gonna go down. Just hold circle. Just keep going down. So we go away from the flaming symbol to the old man. So I guess that's his dad.
I thought about a lot of things. Like where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded, and then sleepy.
So what happens when you get sucked into a black
I
hole?
think I had a dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone, beside me, so I didn't have to feel alone anymore.
Okay. Yeah, this is a reasonable place to be dropped off.
Anybody there?
Yeah, the cuckoo.
Orin! Hey!
All right. And here starts our adventure. We got sucked up by a big, well, it doesn't need to be said. We'll call it a black hole, metaphorically speaking. Let's take a quick look of our surroundings here. There seems to be something I can come out there. There's a chest. The good thing about the minimap here, like, this game is extremely linear. For the most part. Yeah, give me the potions. So, this thing here, just so we're all on the same page. So, find Abed primers to help you decipher the strange Abed language. Some stuff we don't understand because it's an Abed. This is a compilation sphere. So you can use previously saved Abed primer data into this game. You just select the save data and then pull it back into the Abed primer. Which means normally what you do is you collect these books across your playthroughs and then you slowly learn the Abed language. If I picked any of my 2015 playthrough ones, we would know the whole language from the beginning. And no, we're not going to do that because that would suck, and what's the fun of that, right? So, if from the very beginning you knew every single thing the Abed said, well, I mean, it would be a little bit spoiler-ish. It gives you kind of a reason to play the game twice. Because, and you'll see in a second, I think, if I remember correctly, there's actually some Abed stuff over in the corner here. Yeah, I think this is written in Abed. Something's written here. Yeah, like, so this is an Abed. So, like, if we had this translated, the translated letters come up in pink. And as we find more primers, they come up in pink. So, like, if we used my old save files from, like, when I beat the game, I had all 26 primers, so one for each letter. And we would actually know exactly what this says in English, so. So obviously you see the pink here, it translates one word for you on purpose. Macalania. So something about Macalania. But it would translate the rest for you.
What do we have here?
You know, what do we have
Nope.
here? Nope,
Can't read
read
it.
And that's intentional. It's an Abed. Little hidden chest over here, getting me some gil. Not a bad way to start your day. But yeah, we're definitely trying not to cheat. Not that it's really cheating, because like, I haven't done this before, but we're going to start with a legitimately new playthrough, so. Do I want to save? We don't need to save yet. We haven't really done anything. We will take this random left turn because that just screams chest. And ta-da. That's the beauty of this game too, is because it's relatively linear. Like, don't get me wrong, like there actually is like hidden stuff that's like legitimately hidden and it's super obvious. Or not super obvious, excuse me. But like some of the things are really super obvious. Statue of an old man. I actually don't remember who that old man is. Oh, I'm actually playing right now. As soon as we go in the water. Ooh, Sahagins. Bringing back the nostalgia, man. You gotta love the eye opening. Like how it zooms in on his eye opening, like he like readied himself. Like spoiled brat rich kid who lived in a boat. Playing sports. All of a sudden finds himself transported to another world. It's like Tom Brady find himself in like an alternate universe. Like, I got this. If Tom Brady could breathe underwater. Yeah. Why does this guy seem Joe Sagano? Something about this guy gives me bad heebie-jeebies. Maybe because he does 230 damage a hit. Or he does half damage a hit. He seems to be doing half my health a hit. Tidus is like, I'm out, bro. Like, it's been real, dog, but like, I'm out of here. I also like how you can outspin that vortex, by the way. Literally, that vortex is strong enough to collapse a building.
I had made it out of the frying pan and into the freezer. I thought I was gonna die in this place.
And like, he's like, nah, an MBD dog. I can kick through it. I mean, I know he plays blitzball, but like, that seems a little crazy. Oh, hello. And you didn't think this game had jump scares or epilepsy warnings.
Cold. Need fire.
All right. Withered flowers, but they've been soaked with rainwater. So. Okay. So, remains of a campfire. We need some tinder. So let's go this way. We can go up here. Conveniently, I found the one withered bouquet that exists. Don't worry about how, by the way. Just, it's the one withered bouquet that exists. Well, I'll take that other high potion, too. I should probably touch that save point, too. In retrospect. I can actually use the menu now. That's refreshing, at best. I have 117 health. That's not refreshing. So, I think I came from this section? Or did I come from the area down here? We will very quickly find out. Yeah, I came from this one. Alright, so let's go next to the save point. And go through those doors. So I got the withered bouquet, now I just need something to start the fire. Which, those two pine cones, which are actually flint. Which, you can't look me dead in the eye and tell me those aren't pine cones. Did I touch that? Alright, we good. And then make a fire in the middle of here, as if this won't be a bad idea. Because fires in the middle of buildings typically are a great idea. Yeah, not to let your guard down or anything the moment your fire is on, but you should just take a nap and let all your worries go away.
I need food.
Even better.
What do you want?
It was a bad call. Your team lost because of you.
You came to say that?
It's been 10 years. I thought you'd be crying.
Who, me?
You cried.
Well, there's Children of the Corn again. Makes you wonder if he's just crazy. I like how you let the fire go out while you're napping. Don't worry about that. There's nothing. There's nothing there. Probably just your imagination.
Hey, wait! Don't go out on me! Just hold on. I'll get more wood.
I typically find that talking to inanimate objects helps. And that's the Xenomorph from Alien. That was only a half joke.
Give me a break!
It actually has green blood. Click. Okay. Yeah. Yo, its arm splits into 3 claws. I don't know if you noticed that. When it like swings at me, its front arm splits into 3 claws, which is scary in its own right. That's actually a super cool attention to detail animation thing. Yeah, I definitely shield my face. Not looking at the xenomorph in front of me. And the Power Rangers showed up.
You on my side? Cool!
Alright, certain items like grenades have special effects when used. These items can only be used during battle by selecting special ability and use. Special use grenade. Take that, you. While I'm at it, let's try to steal one. Which, ironically, I stole a grenade from it. I've said in other videos in the past, I don't understand how the mechanisms work for these things, where how a click that looks like a xenomorph has acquired a grenade. So, I'm going to use a potion here. My guy, you look like you've seen better days. And the click seems very adamant about hitting you and you alone. Notice also that, like, the white stuff comes out of them every time they die. Also, the first time we gain experience, and we got what they call an S level. We will learn what that is very shortly, and 2 ability spheres. What an interesting mouth guard.
Phew. That was close.
Like, how do you eat in that thing?
Hey, let me go.
Fredek Drak! Ifin, Irisa, Tekiaka! Wag, Edeku! Gemed?
Fed! Trividek Risa!
Dralnia, Drakisha Tain.
Ifun Petted! Fapuneket Fedrik! Kuno.
Yeah, see, if we had the Abed primer, we would have known everything that they were saying. But it's more fun not to know what they're saying, because we're not really supposed to. Show up in another world. If you knew their language, it wouldn't be that fun. Or at least the Abed. Like, the Abed have a different language. Some people speak the same language Tidus does, which raises more questions than answers, but...
Kid, Nipdaja!
Hey, that hurts.
Musujek, Rain?
Whoa. Okay.
Canis!
Right, whatever.
Tuli Hood Kabeg?
I said I don't understand.
Rakonala!
Fed! He said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
You understand me?
There you go.
All right, I'll work.
All right. So, first things first. The first book is right here. And we learned the first letter, which is A. Boom. We earned an Abed rank of, like, Hajuya. the thing I can't pronounce. And I can't pronounce any of the Abed ranks. So here will be the first place that we save. Mainly because I'm saving over, like, all of the data slots that I had in the past. They're a little nostalgic for me because I spent a lot of time on these, but I spent a lot of time in them on 2015, so I shouldn't feel all that bad getting rid of them because I probably won't ever play them again because, as you can see, the last time I played them was like 5 years ago. So, first, overwrite to save data. Overwritten save data because I speak English. And I think we'll end it there because that's probably a pretty long episode. I don't actually know where we stand on time, but I imagine it was quite a bit. Actually, I do say it's about 46 minutes, so a little bit long for an episode, but we know where we stand right now. We got sucked into another world. We don't know where we are, but we are allowed to stay on the ship so long as we work. So we will go with our new companion, the only other person that speaks our language, and we will continue next episode actually working with that person to do some odd jobs to figure out what else is going on. So we'll continue from there next episode. I will do a little bit of off-screen grinding beforehand, and I will show you... Actually... One thing before we end this video, actually, let me go ahead and talk to her.
Oh, almost for...
Because she's going to teach us the sphere grid, and then we will end the episode. So sphere grids used to develop the characters, and we'll see how that's done. So this is actually one important thing. So cursor appears where the character position. We can use either the D-pad or the stick. Information upgrades. So that's a defense upgrade with a shield. That's an ability upgrade with that weird symbol. These are all called nodes where we're moving to. Characters upgraded by activating the nodes. Character must move near a node in order to activate it. So in other words, you can do an adjacent one. So let's go through this step by step. Start by pressing X, and then you hit move. Based on how many sphere levels you have, which are S levels, that stands for sphere level, is how many you can move. Yep, which is what she just said. And sphere levels are gained by getting ability points, which are gained at the end of battles, which is your experience. So characters must fight battles to gain AP, and they gain sphere levels, which in turn is used to move around the sphere grid. If characters do not participate in battles, they will not grow stronger. Shocker. So Tidus in this example has 4 sphere levels. In reality, he has 1 for us. So you can move 4 steps. So in general, you should be careful not to move too fast, because you may forget to activate nodes you pass over. So let's take 1 step. In order to learn the ability to cheer, you have to be at the node or adjacent to it. So we select the destination, so you go 1 over. And once you get to your destination spot, it'll ask you if this is where you want to go. And then you hit yes, and then it can't be canceled. If you have passed over, you must use sphere levels to go back. That's super important. When retracing your steps, you can go back up to 4 steps by spending 1 sphere level. So that's not very cost efficient. So you have to be very cautious going backwards and always plan ahead to not waste sphere levels. So in other words, there is no maximum level of 99. You literally pay to move in the sphere grid itself, which is very unique to this game. And this is what makes this game very, very, very different from other Final Fantasies. You level up and move across the sphere grid, and as you move the sphere grid, you gain new abilities. And in fact, we'll get to that later. Actually, it'll be in a different video because I don't want to make this video any longer. But you can get very, very, very strong. Long story short, we're going to activate these nodes using spheres. So we get spheres from defeating certain enemies. So then we'll go to use. So in this case, we're going to learn cheer. So cheer is an ability. Power spheres are used for like strength, defense, and HP. Abilities, activate abilities. So nodes can be either done in the current position or adjacent to it. Yep. So the only one next to it right now is the cheer. So that's the only sphere that we can use, which is what it's saying. The reason they're all grayed out is because the only thing next to it is an ability node. So we're going to use the ability sphere and teach the cheer. So select the node you want. Boom, you've learned cheer. Use the same procedure to improve the character's strength, magic, and max HP, MP, etc. And then power spheres, magic spheres, speed spheres are needed to improve the corresponding stats. Every node on the sphere grid can be activated separately for each character. And this means the character can reactivate a node that are already used by another character by moving onto it in the corresponding sphere, which I'll go more into that in another video. Note that locks cannot be opened at present. Another tutorial will become available once you become able to unlock them, which is when I'll tell you all about how to do that, or maybe a little bit earlier. Now that you know how to upgrade your characters, let's look for another useful feature of the sphere grid. We can look at the stats by hitting triangle. A bunch of that stuff's going to be empty. That's basically where the different types of magic abilities and everything else is in their stats. Use information to plan how you wish to upgrade your characters. If you hit L1 and R1, it'll just go between characters. Useful when you need to compare character stats or when you wish to quickly upgrade multiple characters if you have different sphere levels. You can click in the touchpad if you want to zoom in or zoom out of the grid. So that's the actual grid when you see it, the whole thing. Yep, try to improve Tidus now. Okay, cool. So now that that's done, I am going to save. Hang on. Let me double check something real quick. One more second.
We found some ancient ruins right beneath us. It's not active now, but there should still be some power left. We're gonna go down there and activate it. And then we should be able to salvage the big prize.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get to work.
Roger.
And he just dives right off. No questions asked. Okay. So now that we've gone that far, which is all I need to say. So basically we're going to salvage some ruins. So I'm going to return to the ship, and then we're going to save, and then we're going to be done. So,
We'll go as soon as you're ready.
long story short, we're trying to salvage a big prize down at some ruins at the bottom there. So now we know that the person that we have met there is trying to help us and be useful so that we can stay. We are going to go with her down to these ruins and try to salvage a big prize. In the meantime, now that I have spent an entire 48 minutes, and I apologize, I'm going to do some grinding off there to grab some items that we need for other things in the future, and I'll explain that in the next video. There's a reason I had to have you go through that entire sphere grid explanation beforehand, so that I can do things in between videos here. So, we'll get some stuff settled in between, and then the next video will be us going to those ruins and going and exploring the ruins themselves. So, hopefully you guys liked it. Videos might be a little bit longer, otherwise we'll never get through this game, because this game is pretty long, and I kind of want to do some of the side quests in it. We may not do every side quest in this game, but we might do quite a few of them, just because this game kind of leads you along some of the side quests. So, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. As always, lay the smack down on the like button, and we will see you next time.